Thank you for tuning in to the Life of KG podcast. We are all about helping you guys in the beauty industry. Whether you're starting out in this industry or been in the business for years, we want to motivate you, educate you, and support you to grow. Enjoy the show.
Hey everyone, welcome back to A Life of KG. So today I'm really excited because I get to interview Ruksher Malik. She is the owner of Pastels Salons in Dubai. There's a chain of 3 salons, and since this pandemic's been going on, obviously they've been exactly the same as us, had to close the salons, and they've just been able to reopen again. So I wanted to talk to her about what salon life looks like now and to maybe give us a heads up ready for us in the UK. We're also going to touch on her story because she's extremely successful, so I'm looking forward to that. And so without further ado, here she is. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast today.
Thank you, Katie. Thank you for inviting me.
You're very welcome. So obviously you guys are in Dubai, so I'm so excited to be able to talk to you because obviously everything is so different in every country.
Yes.
Can you explain, well, first of all, introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Okay, so my name is Ruksher Malik. I'm the owner and partner of Pastels Beauty Salons in Dubai. We have 3 branches, and we've been in business here for 15 years.
Wow.
And yes, but before that, I mean, I've been in the industry now for 30 plus years. But in Dubai, I've been 25 years, and I was working with my business partner first for 7 years before I decided I wanted to do something myself. And then I offered him a partnership or competition, and I think he chose partnership.
Oh, I love that. Oh, so that's quite good.
Yes, and I did my hairdressing training in London when I was 18 and was there for 3 years. Came back to India, where I am from. And my mum actually has always been very particular about her own hair, always. And, you know, always in India, in those days, there was really not trained hairdressing. So she used to go to Bombay every time she needed a proper haircut from somebody that had been properly trained. So when I decided to do hairdressing, she said, "You're not doing any of those short courses, 2 months, 3 months. We've got to do the beginners, the advanced, everything. I don't want, so we're investing a lot. So you better make sure it's something you want to do." And, yeah, so that's how I got into hairdressing. And then I ran a successful salon there for 7 years before we moved to Dubai with my husband's job when we had my first daughter. We've been here 20 years now.
Oh, okay. So the reason you moved to Dubai was because of your husband then?
Yes. So I was very, very busy. It was a one-man salon. It was one-woman salon, should I say. So it was me and an assistant that helped me clean up and shampoo. But I never had a big space. It was just a space that my parents had helped me set up. So when we got married and I was expecting my first daughter, he got an opportunity to go to Dubai. And I thought ideal because I don't want to work for a couple of years. I just want to focus on the baby. And that's how we ended up coming to Dubai because I was so busy in Pune, you know, where I'm from, as being one of the only few trained hairdressers in Pune. We were booked out for months in advance.
Wow. So what was it that made you go from obviously working in a salon to then thinking, actually, I want to own my own salon?
So in Pune, I worked for a very short period of time with a salon in a hotel, just 4 months. And it's just then that I realized that, no, I think I want to do this myself because I'd been trained professionally. And it was something that I always had a vision of having a space where women can come and do all sorts of services, not only hair. And then when I came to Dubai, of course, you know, I had my little baby, then I had my second one. Stephen, who's my business partner, was kindly allowed me to work as a part-time stylist. And then as I started getting a bit busier, I decided that, you know, it's time now to do again what I had done 7 years ago. So I asked him that, look, I really would like to do that. And he was very supportive. And, you know, I owe a lot to Stephen as well, all the success we've gained. And he supported me and he said, you run it, you do it, I'll invest 50% of the money. And he was actually a partner in another business. So that will come, I think, as we discuss a little bit more, we'll come to that part of it. And then that's it. I decided to just plunge.
Wow.
And actually, one of my clients had offered me a space in a small mall coming up. And she said, would you like to be a partner with somebody there? There's somebody that wants to open a salon. You can run it and do the hair side. They'll invest the money. And I said, no. If I do a partnership with anybody, it will be Stephen. I don't want to go into a partnership with anybody else.
Yeah,
And
you have to
right. Yes,
yeah.
I'm a very loyal, honest kind of person, and I said I'm like that with my team as well, and they are like that with us. So we love that sort of relationship that we share with the team.
Yeah, definitely. So you've obviously gone from opening up that salon with Stephen, and then you've now gone to an empire of 3 salons.
Yes.
What kind of made you what made you kind of go to open the second and then the third? Like, was it about timing? What was your reasons for opening more, and when did you feel that it was right to open the next one?
How much time do we have?
Yeah, as long as you want.
So when we opened up first, so like I said, I was offered the space through a client to partner with somebody else, and that's what actually got my mind working, that it's about time. I think I really want to be doing my own thing. And then another client that was actually a very, very regular client of Stephen's for many years, that I had started doing her hair, and she said to me, there's a great opportunity coming up in a mall where they're going to have a spa and they require a salon in there. Which was the Oasis Mall. Would you like to open a salon? I said, let me ask Stephen. And then I asked him, he said, yeah, I'll do it. And it was small. It was a really tiny space, 4 chairs and 1 waxing room, a little kitchen, and that was it. And we were and it was an ideal sort of setup for me to sort of put my toe in the water, if you like, to make sure, because we didn't have a lot of money or anything. I literally used my husband's gratuity, because he had then left his job that we came with, and we had moved on to another job, and we used his gratuity. Stephen invested part. And we set up in the mall. Very quickly, within I think 3 months, it became really busy, and the relaxation room was not occupied. So I requested if we could take over that room, and they did allow us. We took it over, and literally we had set it up, I think by July or August, and in September of 2004, the mall burned down.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So when that burned down, I mean, I still remember that vision of one of my first stylists that I'd employed, Shakira, standing with me outside, and we were just looking at this mall. So, oh my God, there goes the salon. What do we do?
Oh,
and then I had 7 staff. So I had 7 staff that I didn't know what to do with. What do I do now? Where do I go? So at that time, Stephen still had his the hair shop, which he was a partner with somebody else at the Hilton Beach Club. And he said, look, you guys just come here between this Hilton and Hamid's shop, which is where his other partner was. We'll split the teams and you'll work. So what I did is I asked the team, look guys, I'll help you look for another job. I don't know when I'm going to find a space and how and what, and we have no clue at the moment how long it's going to take. So who wants to stay and who wants to look for another job? All 7 members decided to stay. So that was really the first feeling of loyalty, or and Shakira is still with me as a stylist in the salon. So so we then shifted like that, and then I started looking furiously for places, and places were just so expensive, and I never thought, oh my God, how am I ever going to do this? Finally, we found a villa, we set it up. And luckily, the funny part was, Katie, that in the mall, everything pretty much burnt. Our salon space was untouched.
Really?
We had a sign from somewhere. So they allowed us to take all that equipment and everything out, and we set up the salon in the villa. We were there in that location for 3 years, and this was 2005 finally while we set it up. We set it, and in 2008, Stephen received a notice from the beach club to say that they were shutting. So what is he going to do? You know how life just works. It just opens doors as you start going along. And I got one of my stylists then, Carolyn, had said to me, I've got an inroad into the Ritz-Carlton. They're looking for a new salon to take over because they haven't had success with the 2-3 other salons that have opened there. I said, that's it, hotel. Because, in Dubai, you might not know, but in Dubai, men can't work in a standalone salon.
Yeah.
Men have to work in hotel. So we needed a hotel for Stephen and a few of the boys at that time that were there. So we approached the Ritz-Carlton. They said, oh, no, we've just signed up with one of the international names. And then I just went for it and said, look, international name is all very well. Is the owner going to be there? They're going to put a manager in the place. You're going to have a similar issue. What are your issues you've been having with these other 2 salons? And they explained to me. And I said, Stephen and me are owners of the business. He's going to be in the location. Just, think of it that way. And we presented a whole presentation for them, and we got the salon.
Wow.
So that's how we got into the Ritz. Then that was 2008. 2009 end or so, I got a call from the Mercato Mall GM. She got my contact and she said, would you like to open a retail concept? We want to introduce something different, not a salon, but a retail concept in our mall. So basically, hair stuff from everywhere. Mm-hmm. Extensions, clips, you name it, whatever, brushes. So it won't have a salon. And I spoke to my husband at that time and I said, Sushant, what should I do? Should we try that concept? He said, it's not really your core business. Your core business is your hairdressing. So I think you should stick with that. So then I said, no, I don't want to do it because it's not something like how many dryers will I sell? And it was just something that I was not familiar with or didn't know much about. So I decided not to take that step. Mm-hmm. A month or so later, I had Josephine, who was a Redken rep at that time, saying that, if you ever open something, let me know. I'd love to manage because I'm leaving my job. And somehow in my brain, I said, maybe, that might be a good idea. I get her I'll approach Mercato and say, look, this is what I would like to do if you allow me a small salon at the back. And they agreed. So that's how my Mercato salon opened.
Wow. Isn't it funny how things just fall into place like
that? Absolutely, yes.
What a wonderful story. That's so good.
Yeah.
I'll have to come and visit because
you have to.
Yeah, I come to Dubai. Is my favorite place ever. We go there a couple times a year. Yeah.
Oh, lovely. So now when it all opens up, come back. You'll be looking forward to some good sunshine then.
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, like COVID-19's hit the whole world.
Yes.
How long did Dubai have to close for? I mean, we haven't really heard much about Dubai over here. So what was it like over there, and how was you feeling about the salons closing?
So about, I would say, early March, early March, the whole thing of, sanitize your hands, wear your mask, all that started happening. Mm-hmm. And then world over, you saw the news of places shutting borders, doing stuff like that. And then it started getting a little bit worrying. Obviously, are they going to do that here or not? And sure enough, that happened. The borders closed, and we were told that on the 26th of March, we'd have to shut the businesses. Mm-hmm. And we had to shut them. There's no choice. It was a very uncertain and unknown area of suddenly, and who had ever heard of something like this? Never in our lifetime have we ever dealt with a pandemic like this, where you suddenly say, oh God, everybody shut down, locked down, you can't go out. Yeah. It's almost like one of those movies, you feel like you're in a movie where everybody's locked down because this biochemical has been released or something like that. Yeah. So it was an unreal sort of feeling. Of course, the first situations were, what are we going to do? How long is it going to be? We were given 15 days at a time. And I must say it was very well managed, Katie, over here. Oh, so we got very clear indications of the lockdown timings. We were not allowed out at all of your compound anywhere, only for supermarket. No, not at all. So if you're in your apartment, you had to be in your apartment. If you wanted to go to a supermarket, medical, anything like that, you needed a permit. So there was a very quick online permit they came up with, and you need to give a reason why, and you must have that permit when you go out. Wow. So yes, so we had that. Quite crazy. But we had to do it, and during that time, of course, I spent a lot of time. There was so much suddenly, our industry is such a fabulous industry when you think about it. Everybody, all the big names in hair and beauty came out and started doing all this amazing free training that, I was like, my husband said, I've never seen you busier. From morning to evening, I would be on my laptop or Zoom, listening to some webinars, learning stuff. I decided at that time, it's no point worrying about something that I can't control, right? So as a thinker, I'm a very positive thinker, and I always believe when something happens, something better comes out of it. My life has actually proven that in so many ways. Yeah. And I sort of said, whatever it is, I mean, how many years of successful business have we already had? So few months, 6 months, whatever it takes, we don't have it. It is worrying because cash flows, etc. you know, you need to have, because your staff, I have now at the moment, we had 90 staff, but over the last couple of years, lots of people have gone back to their home countries. And I have now about 83 staff.
83 staff.
Yes, across the 3 branches. Yes, so that's, you know, that then you think that you've got 83 lives to look after, and we are like family in the salon. You know, people have been with me for 15 years, right from day one, 12 years, 10 years. So for me, it was like, wow, you know, 83 families we have to think about. It's not about just shutting the shop. I have to feed so many people and their families. And Natalie, who's my creative director and general manager, she's also been with me about 13, 14 years. Huge support with this kind of stuff, because she's also of a similar mindset to me. And, you know, she said, it'll all work out. So don't worry. You know, step by step, we'll do things and we'll plan it. We don't know how the buyer is going to allow us to open, right? We didn't know at that time. What is it going to be? Is it going to be a month, 2 months? We didn't know, no idea. Because 2 weeks went on, and then they sort of extended the lockdown for a further 2 weeks. And when that happened, there was sort of a little bit, because little rules had started relaxing, small little rules. You know, it was during Ramadan that this happened, which is the fasting month in Dubai before Eid. And we were 12 to 7 timings were given to us at that time, when they announced that on the 26th of April we could open. And then, so just before opening, we got little sort of feelers that there may be an opening. So we did a lot during that 1 month. I just told all the teams, because everybody was worried naturally. You know, lots of our staff, Katie, here are not there with their families. A lot of our girls from India and Philippines are not with their families. They are here on their own, working, sending money back home. Yeah. So for them, and they live with sharing accommodation. So it's, you know, it's a small space to keep them motivated through that time. You know, I mean, I used to send videos every few days of me talking, you know, rather than having a big Zoom chat where everybody's, you know, on mute. I decided to send little videos of myself, you know, motivating them, telling them what to do, sending them training. Then we'd have a Zoom every now and then to catch up, to keep them informed of what's going on. So as a team, we all put our efforts in together to make everybody feel confident, stronger, not get into panic mode, because that happens so easily, right? In this kind of situation. Oh my God, I'm not gonna have money to feed my kids. I said, guys, don't worry. We're here. We'll look after you. Whatever needs to be done has to be done. So, you know, let's focus this time. Let's use it positively in educating ourselves and making our futures better. Time that we haven't had. And that's what I learned so much on the various seminars that I did, that you have this time now, utilize it in the best way possible.
Definitely. So you was closed for a month then?
We were closed for a month. So literally on Thursday, the 25th at night, late at night, I got a call from the GM of the mall that tomorrow you can open. Oh my God, tomorrow we can open. We can't open because we haven't, you know, booked clients and nothing. But of course, over the month, we had started talking amongst the management team of how we were going to reopen, what were we going to do. So we had systems in place. We had a document for, you know, what the clients should expect when they come into the salon. We had a document for what we as a team were doing to keep the clients safe. We had a welcome back Google form that clients could fill in if they wanted to be on the wait list as soon as we got back. We had all that in place. And because I had an indication that maybe we were opening, I decided to do the complete professional disinfection and sanitization of the salons. So that was done. Now the Ritz-Carlton, where one of our branches is, has shut. It's not open still. Right. So, you know, that was one thing that we didn't know what was going to happen, how we were going to get into the Ritz. Now I have boys that work, stylists, male stylists. So what do I do with them? I had to think of something, you know. I approached our sponsor, approached the economic department to get permissions for them to work, which was not possible. Then we have a fabulous salon owners group organized here by Professional Beauty. Right. And great support for salon owners. Between us, we share a lot of ideas and stuff. So we had quite a few Zooms with each other, sharing ideas and what you're going to do, how are you going to do it. So that was amazing for us to do. And then as soon as we got that, I decided, okay, Friday, we can't open. So let's plan moving of the stock from the Ritz to the other 2 salons so that the female stylists could at least start working within our other 2 branches. Saturday, we won't have a client day. We'll do a staff day because everybody had been in lockdown, right? So everybody's roots had grown. Oh my God, I need my lashes done. I need this, that, and that. So we decided, okay, that's going to be a staff day. So everybody can come and have a bit of a pamper, do each other's hair, nails, waxing, whatever was required. But we were not allowed waxing. We realized by Friday when the rules got released, it was only hair and nail services. No facials, no brows, no beauty, no nothing. So I said, oh my God, okay, doesn't matter. Something's better than nothing. At least let's start. So hair and nails were being done. So team doing each other's hair and nails, getting everyone prepped for the next day. We, of course, had very strict guidelines to put into place. The social distancing guidelines, wearing of masks all the time, sanitizing all surfaces, everything. So again, on our salon owners group, we had all the, all of us sharing various information. Where's the best deal for this? What should we use? How will we go about it? Suppliers that were supplying the best prices for all the products. So we got all that information together and basically put the guidelines. I had one final Zoom with the team to tell them what to expect, temperatures to be taken off the clients as soon as they come in and off the staff, because we have to ensure that all staff are also healthy when they come into the salons, even though you're wearing masks and things like that. So I made it very clear that anybody with a cold, cough, headache, if you don't feel 100%, you just don't come to work. Simple. We were allowed 30% occupancy. So 30% staff, 30% clients, not more than that. Timelines were 12 to 10, after which you had to go straight home. You couldn't go anywhere else. So we had to supply a letter to the staff, make individual letters to say that they are working in a salon and they're going home. They will not be going anywhere else because police were stopping people on the way. So it was quite firm and strict, which I think has actually helped Dubai bounce back faster.
So all these things that you put in place and sell on them, was that what the government have told you had to do?
Yes.
So in the UK, we haven't had anything like that yet. So we're kind of in limbo of what's going to happen.
I mean, it'd be fabulous for people listening to this podcast. And I did where you actually heard my first interview with Nargish Wadia Austin on Conversations with Nargish. Basically, it's ideal for salon owners in the not Dubai, sorry, UK to listen to this, because it's something that you could take back and implement in your own salons to make sure all your staff and all of you and the clients are safe. So we had very firm guidelines. So how much occupancy, timelines, 2-meter social distancing. So we had to have stickers in place. We had to have everything printed and put on the door. Clients were not allowed to enter. You take their temperature. And once you take the temperature, if temperature is okay, you allow them in straight into their seat after seeing reception. No waiting area, no walk-in customers. Everyone to be wearing masks all time, including the clients. It was Ramadan at that time, so we didn't serve coffee and tea anyway because it's fasting month. So no serving of coffee and tea. But now that Ramadan is over and Eid is done, we serve it in disposable cups and glasses. What else did we have? So all this professional sanitization going on, with spraying everything after every customer gets up. So I'll just do the journey. It'll be easier. Client walks in, temperature taken, reception, we check her in, straight to her seat. The stylist, therapist, or whoever is doing her services comes. She has to sanitize her own hands, client has to sanitize their hands, and then the service starts. After the service, and of course, we have removed the in-between chairs between the stations for our hair area, nail area, alternate seating, backwash, alternate seating. At reception, stickers during payment time, no retail products, nail polishes, nothing to be touched by the customer. So we have a clear signage saying, please do not touch the products. Once the stylist takes off the product from the shelf, if the client's buying it, it gets sprayed down and then put into her bag. So extreme measures being taken to keep everybody safe.
Wow. And how was your team about all of the measures? Were they nervous about putting everything into place? Were they okay about it? Were they worried about coming back to work and possibly catching something?
Of course, that fear is always there. I've got a few team members have tiny children. So, they were worried about that. Now, people over 60 are not allowed into the public spaces yet in Dubai. So if you're over 60, you can't go into malls, you can't go into salons. Simple, unfortunately, for these poor customers who are desperate to come in, but they can't.
Yeah.
But we have to think of their safety, basically. So of course, the staff, when we said about the masks and the sanitization, that we had already done pre-closing, pre-lockdown, right? So that was familiar, but now it was going to be even more stringent. They were a bit nervous because by this time, 1 month, one had read so much, heard so much, there was so much panic around the world with all of COVID and everything. So people were a bit nervous coming into work. But I said, look, guys, if we keep to the strict guidelines, we'll be fine. And though one thing I said to the team, if you don't feel comfortable coming into work, please feel free to stay at home. I'm not forcing anyone to come into work.
Yeah.
But I think by then, people were so desperate to come back into some sort of normality in their life that, most of our team, they were a little concerned, but no one said we don't want to come into work. We did have few clients that said we'll wait a while before we come, which is fine. People have to feel comfortable when they come, and we don't want any people feeling fearful when they come in. They want to come into the salon, want to relax, have a beautiful treatment, feel beautiful when they're leaving. So, we didn't want anybody to feel nervous, worried, fearful. So some clients asked us that, look, we can't come into the salon. We don't want to come in just now. Maybe a reason because a family member is a little bit, low in immunity or anything like that. So can you give us the color to do at home? So we would mix give them the exact mixture. And we had to start doing that. Initially, we decided not to do it. Mm-hmm. But what do you do if a 60-year-old is unable to come into the salon? She needs to have a hair, rather than her going into a supermarket and buying the wrong product and then ruining her hair, and then we have to set it right. We took a decision after lockdown that, look, there may be some clients that don't want to come, and we'll give them the very clear guidelines of mixing, application. So at least we know that their hair is being looked after.
Yeah, that's
so we did certain clients, yes. So team was fine, actually. Initially, it's all a bit uncomfortable, the mask. I mean, now we even have a face shield that we've introduced. We had an incident. So Mercato and Jumeirah opened. Ritz opened on the 10th of May. I contacted the GM and said, look, when are you opening? Are you opening at the end of May as per the original plan? He said, to be honest, I don't think so. So I said, is it not possible for us to work in the salon since we are permitted? He said, but I can't put on the AC for you guys because it's the whole wing that has to have, and that's 2,000 dirhams a day for the AC. I said, oh my God, that's insane. He said, but what about a portable AC? Because we were thinking of doing that for a Ramadan tent. I said, fabulous, give me the contact. And he literally gave me this, I think on the 7th. On the 8th, I got the men in to measure up the space and let me know quotation. 9th, they installed. 10th, we opened.
Wow.
Yeah, because my poor male stylist, Carl and Stuart and Stephen, who's my business partner, what to do? They were going stir crazy at home.
Yeah, so we've been locked down for, by the time we're allowed to go back, which hopefully will be July, it'll be 3 months that we've been off.
Oh my God, crazy.
3 months.
Wow, we've been really fortunate and lucky. Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think also Dubai is much smaller, right, Katie? I mean, the UK is such a huge, as compared to the UAE, it's much bigger.
Yeah, so, with our government, I mean, they've been great financially, but they took a long time to be able to shut us down. And then even when they did put us on lockdown, we were still able to go out exercising and go into the shops and stuff like that. So it wasn't as strict as Dubai. And if it was, then things might have sped up.
I think it'd be easier, yes. But COVID is here for a while. So much has evolved from that 1 month of being in a lockdown of what COVID was and what people are doing now with it and how we are going to go with it in the future. Yeah. So that's how I've learned now. Since the 10th of May, my Ritz-Carlton branch opened. Fabulous, everybody's in there. On the 21st of May, I get a call from one of my team members that she has come in contact with somebody that has tested positive. So, oops. I called the hotel and I said, look, this is what's happened. I think I'm going to close for 2 weeks because 14 days is the guideline because I don't want, anybody to be in any kind of danger or risk of catching it. So all staff is going to be isolated and tested. We had to do that. And we are opening now again, reopening, shall I say, reopening on the 6th of June.
Oh no.
Yes. So we unfortunately she tested positive. She's fine, no symptoms, and she's absolutely fine. So after that, so while that whole process was going on with the Ritz, we contacted clients, we sent out emails just to let them know that, look, this is what it is. This girl came in on so and so day. I can't tell you how fabulous all of the clients have been.
Really?
You know, thank you for letting us know. So supportive. You know, it's you know, you get worried that, oh my God, are they going to get upset with us that we've done something wrong? But you know what? It could happen just by you going into a supermarket.
Exactly.
So how do you? I mean, we were sanitizing, we were doing everything. Anyway, now the salon's been fully, according to our DHA and Dubai municipality guidelines. DHA is the Dubai Health Authority. We have to sanitize it in a particular way after, in case you've got a positive patient there.
Okay.
So we've done that already. And then I decided to speak to my doctor. I said, look, I need to get some, I can't, you know, it could happen again. What do you do? Keep shutting salons, opening salons? It's crazy. So she said, you know what? The thing to do is put on a face shield as well. I would advise. It gives you the extra protection. If you're sanitizing your hands, and even if you're wearing gloves is not ideal, but if you're wearing gloves, wash with hot soap and water for the 20 seconds as per given, you know, instructions of the way to wash, sanitize, mask at all times, and social distancing. These are the three most important factors. Not sharing food. This is another thing we found out, that, you know, sharing food, so it's so like natural. Somebody's having some biscuit chips. Oh, let me have some. You take some out. We've stopped all that in the salon. They're not allowed to at all share food, nothing in the salon, to keep everybody safe. And so now we've introduced the face shields, and I'm going to keep them. I mean, staff is not very comfortable with it. Yeah. But I, you know, at the risk of having to shut down again for 2 weeks, what do you prefer? Do you want to sit at home again for 2 weeks? No. So then we just do it for this timeline, and, you know, it will change. Things will change in the way we look at COVID as well. I mean, I don't look at it as a panic situation anymore now. Some staff calls me and says something, oh, please isolate for 14 days, don't come back to work. I don't want you in the salon if you've got any kind of runny nose, nothing. We don't know, because you could be asymptomatic. Yeah. So you don't have any, all the girl who's been in, who had it positive, she has no symptoms, no fever, no cough, no cold, no nothing. Wow. She could be normal. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah, that's what's worrying, isn't it?
Yes. So that's the only thing, is social distancing, washing, sanitizing of hands, face mask. I have advised our salon owners team to, you know, a group that just put the mask on. I've had an experience. So you don't want any other salon businesses to start shutting down, because even though you're wearing the mask, you never know. So just that face shield adds an extra layer of protection.
Definitely. We brought in face shields as well, and we're distributing them for people in the UK. So it's definitely, the frontliners are wearing masks and face shields, so then that will protect us when we're...
Exactly. And now we are allowed, as of the 27th of May, we've been allowed to now do waxing and facials and eyebrows, lashes, etc. So thank God those poor staff members are now back to work. Yeah. And we're now allowed 50% occupancy. Dubai has gone on to 100% today in the malls and out and about in offices and businesses, but not in the salons. Salons are still at 50%, which I think is very sensible. I don't want it to start 100% right away, because there's no way to social distance otherwise. If you start allowing all staff to be working side by side, there's no way to social distance. No. So I think it's better for a little bit more time to be at the 50%, and then slowly 70% as they allow us is what we have to do. They did want us to wear the overalls, by the way, the whole PPE gear.
Oh, really?
We all went nuts. No way. How do you work in a PPE gear? I mean, you're doing, so I called my doctor again. She's so kind, I tell you. She said, just WhatsApp me whenever you want. Oh. So I've been, you know, WhatsApping her. Is this okay? Is that okay? And I said, do we need to wear PPE gear really? She said, if you're in touch with a COVID positive patient, like we are as doctors, sometimes we have a patient there and we are very close to them. We could be testing them for COVID. So we have to wear it. But I don't think it's necessary for salon owners, salon staff, so long as you're doing the mask and all the guidelines I've given you and the shield.
And so, they're going home changing uniform or clothes every day and coming with fresh
clothes. Of course.
Yeah. Wow. So what does it, do you think that business is going to bounce back absolutely fine for you? Obviously it's like not fully booked because you can't obviously have all of your team in there? That's obviously going to have a knock-on effect. Like, how are you feeling about that?
So basically, Katie, obviously that initial bounce of plenty of customers coming in was the rush of customers coming in was, wow, lovely. Come on, business, let's have it. Even at 30%, it's fine. Come on, everybody come in. And, but then that initial rush, when it settles, then you get into a more steady mode. We did have quite a few days, especially in our mall location, because it's in a mall, lots of customers were canceling because they got nervous last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of people said, no, we don't want to come into the mall. Even the mall was 30% occupancy as well. So that particular branch, we did have a little slowdown there more than the other two. The other two have been fine in the sense that clients have been coming in, the stylists are fully booked, the nail girls are fully booked, because obviously we're at 30%. Now we're at 50%.
Yeah.
So we had that initial mad rush, and now it's at a steady pace. Some days it does go up and down when there's suddenly maybe a spike, because Dubai Health Authority has an app that you can track the COVID cases in the. So when you see the spike going up, everybody may be saying, "Oh God, better not go out today." So everybody's nervous. So we do have cancellations coming in sometimes quite a bit on certain days. But other than that, we've been managing. Luckily for us, our cash flow in our business was there a bit so that I can pay the staff. We were paying them because we don't have the furlough system like the UK has. So,
so you had to do everything on your own?
Everything on our own, yes. So we've, so what I did is people that had annual leave and public holidays pending, we've factored that into their salaries. So they get, if they're working only, say, 10 days in the month, because we have to do a team A, a team B that comes in. So this team comes in one day, another team comes in another day. Mm-hmm. So, their income, of course, has gone down also to half, if not less, 30%, because, what do you do? So we decided to start paying them their annual leave. So I said to them, I'll pay a bit in April, I'll pay a bit in May, and then we'll see what June brings. Now, as it gotten busier, most of them have finished their leave now, payment. So as it'll get busier, it'll be fine. I'm hoping that things, and luckily not much travel. So generally July and August, Dubai empties out, right? Because everybody goes back home.
Yeah.
So this year, fingers crossed, we are hoping that everybody's here and wants to come into the salons. So we get up to make up for that lost time.
Definitely. How have the customers been? Are they okay? Like, do they wear masks, the customers as well?
They have to. In Dubai, you cannot go out of your house without a mask. If you're driving, you and your husband in the car as an example, you have to both wear masks. Wow. More than two people. If you're single in the car, no need for a mask. More than one person, you need to wear a mask. Go into a supermarket, you have to wear. So they have to come into the salons with the mask. So we ask them to carry an extra mask in case they're coloring their hair and it gets messed up. Mm-hmm. So they carry an extra mask. We have had some clients that take it off. We have to go up to them and say, look, please, it is the guidelines. We have to stick with the guidelines. We will be fined if we have an inspection. And they are doing more inspections, mystery shopping, because so many salons were closed initially when they started doing the waxing services without being permitted, because they were sending mystery shoppers in to check. Yeah. Big
How
fine.
are the facials working then? If you're having a facial, you're still wearing a mask?
No. So now that's just been released in this latest 50% sort of rule, that of course you're wearing, the staff is wearing the mask and the shield.
Yeah.
So during the facial, the mask is allowed to be removed.
Okay.
So like if you go to a restaurant, no mask. While you're eating, keeping in mind social distancing. But for the facials, waxing, brow services, has to wear the shield and the mask.
Wow.
And avoid, so what we've told our staff as well is avoid talking to the client while you do the consultation, while she's got her mask, you've got your mask and shield, and then say, while I'm doing the service, I will be able to talk.
And is your team social distancing from each other, or because they work with each other, are they allowed to be together?
No. Social distancing in the staff room, so many people. In our rich staff room is smaller, so not more than 2 people. In our Mercato, the same way. The Villa Salon is bigger kitchen, so we allow a certain amount, and they have time to go in for their lunch and their breaks, and we have to keep an eye on that. Because they were all sitting and having initially the coffee, and you don't think of these things, do you? Like, sharing your lunch, or you want some of my salad, have some. And our salon is an eating salon. Everybody loves to eat. So you pass by, somebody's having something, you take a dip in and have it. So, that's the culture we have in the salon. Everyone shares their food, and it's a very family-like atmosphere, even me included. I mean, I go in and dip into the girls' food and stuff like that. But we've just stopped that just now because we've had a situation, right? So you don't want to take any chances. Nobody, you bring in your lunch in your box, in your locker. Don't leave it lying around. No using the salon cups and things for your coffees and teas. Keep your cup in your own locker. We've just been very, very firm.
Do you think that it will start relaxing and go back to normal life, or do you think this is going to be the new normal?
Oh my God, I hope not. I hope not. No, I think it will eventually. See, the thing is, it's something quite new and uncertain, and there are cases popping up even now. They say China again. It's something we're going to have to live with, and I truly believe that once you need to get it, and then you're sort of built an immunity towards it, then you have the antibodies to fight it, right?
Yeah.
So I truly believe that, I mean, if you're a person that's ailing already and has immunity issues, those are the people I feel need to take extra care. People like you and me that are healthy, have great immune systems, eventually you will definitely get it. I feel everybody will get it at some point, and then you'll build up the antibodies for it. I don't think it'll be the new normal. No, it's definitely going to have to change. I've said that out there, put it out to the universe. This is not life, and this is not what we want to be. We want our freedom back, please. We've learned our lesson. Mankind has learned its lesson. Really, so much going on just now, world over, that you wonder nature is just unleashing.
I know. It's
you messed around with me. Here, take this, take this. Cyclone in India now, and it's crazy. The locusts coming. It's been insane.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Have you looked at life differently with all this going on, with personal and business, or have you still got the same kind of mindset as you did when this happened?
I think as me as a business owner and as a person in general, I'm a very grateful person, and I feel very blessed in my life already. I can say I feel even more blessed now. I mean, there's so much around, and not to take away from the people that have already suffered so much due to this pandemic. I mean, you just look around you and businesses shutting left, right, and center. I mean, people in India, like the migrants, having no place to go, no food, nothing. It's just that part of me that compassionate part of me has, I think, been heightened even more. I feel, and I just feel like I want to be helping people somehow. Don't know how. I'm doing it in small ways wherever I can. But I mean, yesterday, what a fabulous gesture from a client. I mean, it just shows how people have also changed, you see. And a client just walked in with about 12 bags of food, like care parcels.
Aww.
With, oil, rice, biscuits, this, that, pasta, whatever. And just said to our girls, guys, anybody that has lost their jobs, please, can you hand this out? I mean, what a lovely thing to do, and there's somebody that started an Instagram page, Stop and Help, which is fabulous. So I've been helping through that, where you just provide somebody that doesn't have a family. They've got, they've got children, they've got, I mean, not a family, doesn't have a job, no income for 2 months. Where are they going to get their food and stuff from, right? So I just decided that, we help where we can.
Yeah, definitely.
And our team members have their own families, and you try and help as much as you can, really. Yeah. And team has learned as well. I mean, how fabulous they have been in supporting us as business owners. My team has been, amazing. I mean, so many messages I get, God bless you, boss, the way you're looking after us. You've always been in touch with us, and may God give you more. And, I mean, amazing. Don't worry. We'll build back Pastels together. It's been amazing. Really.
That's so lovely. So lovely.
Yeah.
Obviously, you and the salons are successful. What is it that keeps you motivated? Because you seem like a really positive person. I love that. Like, I'm all about positivity and feeling grateful and all of that. So what is it that keeps you motivated?
I love to learn I'm a learner by nature. Okay, Katie, I'm 53 years old now, but I'm learning something every day, I find. And when I listen to various podcasts, I love Oprah and her podcasts, Eckhart Tolle. I've learned over the last, I would say maybe more than a year, I have been very much dealing with the spiritual side of my life as well. Developing that a bit more, which you tend to forget when you have a busy lifestyle. And still now, like my husband said to me yesterday, you better take some relaxation time. Now I only see you 14 hours a day on the go doing stuff. I'm doing my one-on-ones with my team at the moment. So for the last almost 2 weeks, I've been at home, but on Zoom doing the one-on-ones. So those that are off, I do the one-on-ones with. He said, you're just being non-stop. You better take a break. And after doing the one-on-ones, I might take a little bit of a break, but I get motivated by constantly going. I don't know how to put it. It's like I see somebody doing something, and I look at stuff on the internet and I say, wow, that's a fabulous idea. I get motivated by seeing other people do successful things. So no one in particular, but I think my team motivate me a lot. I have a fabulous management team. So when they come to me with ideas like Lauren, Natalie, Vesna, of doing things within the salon or ideas, that motivates me and we get things going. And they call me the road runner at work. So, oh God, Georgie, one of my top stylists she used to manage, she said to me the other day, I put it, we have a small group between 3-4 of us and a WhatsApp chat. And she said, boss, you really need to take it easy after this. You've been dealing with this rich situation. Take some time off to chill out. I said, yeah, I think after my one-on-ones, I'm going to just tap out and not be in touch with anyone. And then she sent a laughing emoji saying, she laughed and laughed, lots of laughing emojis. Oh God, help us when you come back. You'll be on us then for the next thing. So yeah, I just get motivated by achieving, really, and it doesn't have to be achieving money. I just feel happy seeing people happy. So I love it when my clients give fabulous feedback on the team. So I'm not styling anymore that much on the floor, Katie.
Mm-hmm.
I do few clients. No, I don't style that much anymore. I stopped styling maybe not completely. I do 3 days in the week, just a few clients. And these are just the few clients that refuse to move on to somebody else. And eventually, the other day I passed a hint to one of them, and she's been coming to me from India. Can you imagine? And she moved to Dubai roughly the same time. So 30 years I've been doing her hair. I said, aren't you bored of me now? I'll recommend you to someone. She said, no, absolutely not. And then you feel bad. Somebody's been loyal to you for so long. I mean, you can't not cut their hair or color it or whatever they want. So I said, okay, till I can keep going, till I'm doddering. Maybe you got to start looking at a younger stylist now. Absolutely not. She refuses to accept that. So, okay, so I do a few of those clients, but I'm thoroughly enjoying the management side of the business now. And I have done a few. I'm not trained in business at all. So when I started, I went from finishing high school directly into hairdressing. So no business background at all, but I've always been good with numbers. So that's something that has, helped me stay profitable, I think. But really, if you now look at the business studies that I've done, I did one with EIDEAL-Santi, Susie Santiago. I did a business masterclass with her. Then I've done Nargish's many courses. I've done Jessica Crane's 3-month.
Did you?
Yeah. So we did that, and it's every single course has taught me so much.
Yeah.
I'm now on the HPS stylist, with David Barnett and Nicole Barnett.
Yeah. So
I'm on their Facebook page, and we were looking at them coming in and doing for our team a training. But now, of course, with this lockdown, it's all stopped. Yeah. But I've done the Alan Austin Smith just now, what he did during lockdown, which is amazing. I love his books. I've read all his books. So stuff like that, I'm constantly learning something, and with no business training, but one has managed. And now when you look back and you see stuff, you say, oh my God, I used to do it like that. How did I ever manage? But it's come through.
Definitely. That's so good. So what's next for you and Pastels Salon?
So to keep going, really, we had the opportunity to open a 4th branch a few years ago, which I decided not. First we got the opportunity. We started the work for it at the Polo Club, and they had to stop the process because the address hotel burnt, and they wanted to direct their finances there. So that went through and then didn't go through. And then I thought to myself, I think it's good that we've got 3 branches. Let's focus. And by then, the economy had started changing again in 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
So I thought it's better to focus on the existing salons and really work. By then I had done my one business course. I was on to another. So I really wanted to use those tools that I had learned to implement them in the business to really get the business up to a fabulous level.
That's good.
So at the moment, now with this new situation, once it's over, we'll see. Let's see what brings. I never close any doors. I love to keep all doors open and at least sort of go in and have a look at what's on offer. And if I feel it fits into the plan, then we'll do it. So I'd never say never for anything. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Everything right now is just keeping business afloat, isn't it? And just getting on our feet.
That's what we've got to focus on now, and thinking of something that, because we have learned so much also during the lockdown, is everything's gone online now. I mean, look at this, us two chatting. I mean, my one-on-ones is online. There's so much, and we've just started launching. That's our next thing, that actually what we're doing is setting up an online shop on our website. So that's something we've decided. I wanted to do it a few years ago, but then I thought, no, don't want to do that. Let me wait a while. And then when this whole situation happened where clients wanted products, we have BGX here. You have BGX in the UK as well.
Yeah. And
BGX is fabulous. I mean, they take literally by Uber, take your products to the client's door within an hour.
Wow.
We had such a lot of sales during lockdown because so immediately that happened, they contacted me. They've been also fabulous support. And I contacted L'Oreal, because we are a L'Oreal salon, and all our suppliers said, look, give me a consignment stock to keep with BGX, because the salons are closed. We can't get in there. Nobody can go. But they have their courier Uber service going out and doing this. So our suppliers were fabulous, supporting us as well. And so they gave us the consignment stock. Whatever is not sold, we can return. So.
Wow. What's it like having a business in Dubai?
I think it's really quite easy. Sometimes you look at certain rules.
You have to go into business with someone that lives there, don't you?
It's a local sponsor.
Okay.
But a professional license doesn't need him to be a partner in any way. So basically, my local sponsor, I just give him an annual fee for being my sponsor, and that's it. Wow. Otherwise, they're making it really very easy to start a business now here. In the free zones, you get a trade license, you set it all up, you get the visas. Of course, the huge cost is the visas.
Yeah.
But the government has actually been very helpful just now. Our trade license has got a huge reduction just now. All our bank guarantees that we have for our staff have been returned. So they're making a lot of changes now for the better.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And we only pay 5% VAT, which is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God. We pay 20.
I mean, when 5% came out, we said, oh no. But then you think, what? The rest of the world is paying a hell of a lot more. So be grateful and say thank you for only 5%.
Definitely. And can you still claim back VAT on that 5%? No, you just give 5% back. Wow. What a difference.
We've also been lucky, Katie, with our landlords. Like the Ritz is not charging me rent while they're closed. Mercato has given us 3 months rent free. My Villa Salon haven't gotten back to me yet, but I'm sure my next renewal is in early October. And I'm sure he'll take an amount off at that time, for sure. Yeah.
I'm so glad you guys are okay and you're back up and running in business.
Yes. I wish you all luck to set up yours also. And please anyone feel free to reach out. If you require any kind of tips or advice, I'm happy to help.
That's so kind of you. I really appreciate you coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. Lovely to meet you as well, Katie.
You're very welcome.
Good luck and stay safe and healthy. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
We would love to hear what you thought about this episode.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Please leave a review and share on social media tagging @KG Salon so we can share.
I always follow them.
Until next time, have an amazing, successful week.